Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, the investigative journalism program where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Today, I would like to discuss the present and future means by which I communicate with you, the listeners. But first, an huge announcement. As a journalist, I avoid close personal relationships so as not to endanger the integrity of my work. But if anyone knew me, they would know that I am a fan, which is short for fanatic. Whether it is the Lord of the Rings, the superheroic figures of the Marvel and Detective Comics comic book universes, or stars both wars and track, I am a devoted follower of corporate-owned intellectual properties. In that capacity, I am humbled to announce that I will be the host of the newest Pizza Plea Media program, a program called Fanatical Fans with Brian Thompson. One of my favorite intellectual properties is the film Willow One, which I have mentioned some number of times previously on this program. In fact, I am such a fanatic of Willow One that I am currently in pre-production on a sequel film called Willow 2, Through the Portal of Time, the details of which may be discovered at willow2.com. There have been other attempts to sequelize this timeless tale, most notably in the 3 novels by author Chris Claremont, known collectively as the Chronicles of the Shadow War. But both copyright law and the law of common sense is clear. There cannot be a canonical sequel to a story that is presented in a medium different from that in which the story was originally told. Willow One is a film, and the Chronicles of the Shadow War are books. Thus, the Chronicles of the Shadow War are not canonical sequels to Willow One. Similarly, my upcoming film, Willow 2 Through the Portal of Time, will in fact be a film, just like Willow One. Thus, it will be canon. But the Walter Disney Corporation has produced yet another non-canonical Willow One sequel in their upcoming Disney Plus web series, confusingly called simply Willow. While this is nothing more than expensive fan fiction, I admit the curious fanatic in me is curious as to how it turned out. Consequently, the first several episodes of Fanatical Fans with Brian Thompson will be devoted to recapping this Willow web series, so you do not have to watch it. Fanatical Fans with Brian Thompson premieres on November 30th on pizzaatmcdonalds.com and on YouTube. Yes, this will be a video series, and it will include everything you have come to expect from a video presentation, such as lights, colors, etc. Episode 1 will be freely available to the general public, but episodes 2 through infinity will be exclusive to patrons of my Patreon. Which brings me to my next huge announcement. Throughout the month of November, I am launching the first annual Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's Patreon Pledge Drive. Simply visit patreon.com/pizzaatmcds and sign up for any support tier. My goal for this year's pledge drive is rather modest, just 50 new patrons between now and the first week of December. If there are even more people who sign up to support my work, all the better. But if fewer than 50 new patrons sign up, I will drown myself in the Los Angeles River. So please visit patreon.com/pizzaatmcds today. With those announcements out of the way, I would like to discuss what I mentioned at the beginning of this program, namely the future of communication with you, the listeners. Since the very beginning of my investigation, I have maintained an account on the social media website twitter.com. This has proven very useful, as I have been able to use this service to cultivate new informants and to enjoy the remarkably surprising personal thoughts of previously somewhat mysterious public figures like O.J. Simpson and Joyce Carol Oates. But roughly 2 weeks ago, billionaire car salesman Elon Musk was forced by a court to follow through on a joke offer he made to purchase the Twitter service.
Elon Musk is now officially in charge of Twitter after a multi-billion-dollar deal that he actually tried to back out of at one point. There are also reports that he's already fired the CEO and other top executives. Change is coming there. Overnight, Musk tweeted, quote, "The bird is freed." Jonathan Vigliotti has made his way to Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. Jonathan, yesterday, Mr. Musk walked in with a sink. Apparently, executives are walking out with little boxes of their stuff. Change is coming. Good morning.
Apparently, the business of running a social media website is far different from the business of selling cars. While I am sure Mr. Musk is quite adept at things like pushing software updates to automobiles so they stop locking drivers inside in the likely event of a spontaneous dashboard fire, he seems less adept at ensuring Twitter remains functional. As I am recording this program, the service is still online, but many are worried this could change at any second and are preparing to migrate to alternative forms of communication. In the course of my work, I have had occasion to occasionally don disguises. One of my most oft-donned disguises is that of a long-haul truck driver named Larry Truck. To convincingly play the role, I have immersed myself in various elements of trucker culture, such as briefly driving and living in a giant truck, rolling up the sleeves of my t-shirts, illegally transporting alcoholic beverages across state lines, etc. I have also dabbled somewhat in the trucker's preferred method of communication, the CB, or Citizens Band, radio. I do not have a broadcasting license myself, as I simply am too busy to study for the test, but there are various telephone applications available that allow even the non-licensed to communicate with truckers via CB. Perhaps, I thought, if Twitter is to be shut down in the near future, I might find a new community of McDonald's pizza enthusiasts and/or knowledgeable McDonald's pizza informants on this, what could arguably be called the first social network. And as you will hear, I believe my experiment has been a rousing success.
I hope everyone's having a spectacular day here on the Misfits Channel 1. I get my mic to work right, maybe so. And may I say, since I'm on the channel now, happy birthday, Marine Corps. Hoorah.
Hoorah indeed.
If that's you, Brian T, trying to key up, you need to hold the button, wait until the TX turns from green to red, and then speak. Then wait about a second, and then release the button when you're done speaking.
Copy that. Thank you. I am new to this platform.
Well, just to give you a heads up, this is a clean channel. No cussing, fussing, or fighting. No race, religion, or politics. No controversial subjects, and no racial slurs.
I will happily apply all of those rules. No problem. I was wondering, just as sort of a conversation starter, does anyone here remember when McDonald's served pizza?
Now, that is a trend I think I'm glad I missed. It only happened for about a month in Indiana, and it didn't last very long. The pizza was not very good.
Oh, really? Did you try it yourself?
Yes, I did.
What do you mean by not very good? How did it compare to other pizza chains at different price points? You know, for example, would you say it was pretty good for the price, or would you disagree with that?
I don't think they used very good components to make the pizza with. The price was insignificant to me. It was all about the taste. Tasted like a Whopper. Didn't taste like pizza. Excuse me, a quarter pounder with cheese. Yeah. It was indistinguishable from being a burger. It was a pizza that had the taste of a burger, in my opinion.
That's very interesting. I believe I tried it myself when it was still being served at one McDonald's in Ohio that just recently was forced to stop serving it. And it definitely tasted like pizza. I would say it was pretty good for the price. I'm wondering if maybe someone tried to pull a proverbial fast one on you and maybe put some pizza sauce on a quarter pounder.
No, it was a piece of pizza, man. It was round. little round pizza. I just, I don't know. Tasted like a burger to me.
Well, thank you very much for your candor. I'm actually an investigative journalist. I've been looking into this McDonald's pizza issue for quite a while now, and you're the first person I've spoken with who expressed any sort of dissatisfaction with the way it tasted. McDonald's' official stance is that it took too long to make, and that's why they stopped serving it.
See, I'm one of these type people. I won't, even if they offered it again, I wouldn't eat it. I don't go to McDonald's for a pizza. I don't go to Domino's for a hamburger. I don't go to Red Lobster for macaroni.
I definitely appreciate that position. I will push back a little bit and say that I believe some people said similar things about McDonald's when they first started serving breakfast. You know, for instance, I go there for a hamburger, not for a McMuffin, etc. And that's proven to be quite a big success. So maybe there is some room for their menu to expand.
I have no problem with people going there and trying it. And like I said, if it was, given to me for free to try, I'm not going to, wave my hand and go, I can't possibly do that. But I don't go there for a pizza. Just like I don't go to Subway for a pizza. I don't go to Subway for a salad anymore because they're so expensive. So, I go to places, I go to, Red Lobster for seafood. I go to Macaroni Grill for pastas and macaronis. I'm a very black and white person, I guess. I'm sorry.
Oh, no apology necessary. I certainly would not go to Subway for pizza or really anything else for that matter, what with all of the E. coli infestations that they've been suffering over the past several years. I don't know if you've ever come down with E. coli.
No, I don't worry about things like that. I'm married.
I'm sorry, I don't follow. Your spouse protects you from being infected with E. coli or stomach bugs?
No, I'm a big baby and she takes care of me.
Oh, I see. Inexpensive nursing services, etc. Well, that's very interesting. I was wondering also about the backgrounds of other people in this channel. Like I said, I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm based out of Los Angeles. I would be curious to know more about other people on this channel.
Well, I'm a professional OTR driver. In simple layman's term, I am a product relocation manager.
Well, that's simple enough. What sort of products do you haul, if you don't mind my asking?
If it fits in a trailer, I ship it. I do everything on the planet. There's not much that we don't haul.
Can I ask a follow-up question as well? Considering you're a truck driver, are you able to fit your truck through a drive-through, a fast food drive-through?
Most of them are regulated to 9 feet, not 13.6, so no. But there are some McDonald's, like the one in Lake Point, Utah, that actually has a box over there. You drive up, talk to them that way, and then they come out, give you your food, take your payment, and away you go. You don't have to get out of the truck if you don't want to.
Well, that sounds very convenient. Do you happen to know if they ever served pizza?
I do not. Like I said, how many years ago was pizza? Was it recent? Because if not, I have no clue. I don't remember pizza being on the menu. So I'm not an avid McDonald's fan. I mean, I love McDonald's, but I don't go there every day. So I try to limit my McDonald's exposure to at least once a month.
Yes, for health reasons, that's probably advisable. There was that documentary, Super Size Me. I don't know if you saw that, but that was created by a gentleman who ate McDonald's every single day for quite a while and suffered some ill health effects. But I believe it turned out one of the reasons he was suffering such ill health effects was because he was also a very severe alcoholic at the time, which was not disclosed in the documentary. But to answer your question, McDonald's served pizza in the early 1990s. But as I said before, there was one location in the town called Pomeroy, Ohio, that did serve it up until just a few years ago. And they were forced to stop by corporate for unknown reasons. That's one of the things I'm trying to get to the bottom of, is why they were forced to stop serving it.
Things like that are things on the menu are privy to the franchisees. They don't have to have McFlay fish and other things on the menu. They're supposed to, but they don't have to.
Yes, from what I'm able to gather, the local franchise owner in Ohio, a gentleman by the name of Greg Mills, who incidentally refuses to talk to me or make himself available, he had to fight with McDonald's every single year to continue serving pizza. But like you said, franchise owners should have some leeway with what they do and do not serve. That's why it's sort of a mystery why McDonald's would be so adamant that they stop serving original recipe pizza. It's quite a mystery, and one that I will eventually get to the bottom of or die trying.
Well, I'll just put on my tinfoil hat and tighten it up a little bit. I can tell you a reason. If you've got, do you know how many McDonald's stores there are? I mean, you're investigating it, so I don't know if you know this off the top of the head, but give me a good estimate.
I would say well over 1, 2, 3, 4 dozen, something like that.
No. Oh, so that's all that was serving it was 3 dozen out of a couple 100,000 stores?
Oh, I was just estimating how many total, but you're saying a couple 100,000. That's quite a large number. I believe most of them did serve it. From what I've been able to gather, almost all McDonald's served pizza at some point in the United States and Canada specifically, and I believe in other parts of the world as well, although that's something that I'm still trying to suss out, as it were.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know how many stores they have. I mean, as of today, let's just use a round number, 50,000. 50 states, that's only 1,000 per state. So we'll go with 50,000. I know there's more than that, but we'll use that as a round number. If you, even out of 50,000, you only have 2 dozen serving, pizzas. They have to make those ingredients readily available. If you're only selling 24 stores on pizza dough or sauce and all the other stuff, it's not cost effective.
That is very interesting. Like I said, I believe most of them did serve pizza, but I've not really considered the full implications of the supply chain issues. Like, for example, I know McDonald's primary menu item is, of course, a hamburger, and they have that supply chain pretty well worked out. They raise their own cows, they kill their own cows, and then they ship their bloody meat to various locations all over the country and the world. I'm not sure what the situation was as far as procuring things like, pepperoni, etc. I don't know if they raised their own pigs and ground their own, pig organs and feet and ears and toenails and things, the sort of ingredients of pepperoni. I don't know if they did that themselves or on a scale that was sustainable.
Like I said, my tinfoil hat says it just wasn't cost effective, and that's why they told the few franchisees that were running it said no more. We're not. It's not making them any money.
So, in your travels across the country, have you encountered anybody else who's ever tried McDonald's pizza or talked about McDonald's pizza or asked about McDonald's pizza?
Nope, you are the first. Like I said, back in the 90s, I was in high school, and I don't remember it. So, but it was a weird thing. In the 90s, I didn't eat out a lot either. I worked at a grocery store, and we had a deli, so I just make my own sandwiches at work, so I didn't do that. I'd go home and have, my mom always had something around the house to eat there, so, and I'm a cheapskate, so I don't like eating out on the road unless I have to.
Do you have any sort of setup in your truck to cook your meals while on the road, while driving, such as a portable range or maybe some sort of a gas-powered microwave or anything like that?
No, just recently I stepped in what we call a day cab. I'm more of a regional driver. I'm home every night, fortunately. I've been down here doing this for almost 25 years. But the company I just came from, they provided an inverter. So I had a microwave, a built-in refrigerator. So I could bring a week's worth of food out there, microwave it. So, oatmeal, stuff like that, quick, easy stuff. It's if I wanted to heat up a bag of Brussels sprouts and have that for dinner, I could do that.
That actually sounds quite nice. Just out on the open road, nothing in front of you but the horizon, a fresh, hot, steaming bag of Brussels sprouts in your lap.
I don't eat and drive. I'm not one of those type of people. I don't eat and drive.
Oh, really? Why is that?
He's a professional driver.
It's a distraction. Most states, it's illegal to eat and drive as it is. They don't enforce it, but it's illegal for most commercial drivers to eat and drive. I have a phone in your hand, anything like that. So,
Would it be legal for someone to sit in the passenger seat and feed you some food as long as they didn't drip grease on your fingers or anything like that would cause a safety hazard, or drop a chicken leg under your foot as you're trying to slam the brakes or something like that?
yeah, I'm sure, I mean, have I eaten chicken nuggets while I'm driving? Yes. A hot bag of Brussels sprouts? No, they're messy and greasy. I wouldn't eat anything like that.
Well, I am happy to hear that. Thank you very much for your candor in answering my questions, by the way.
Oh, not a problem. It's not the first time I've been asked.
Not the first time you've been asked about McDonald's pizza or about eating while driving?
Eating while driving, trucking-related items.
Trucking-related items, etc. Well, thank you again. I hope you have a good day. I have to get back to my investigative journalism, but it seems like this is a very productive platform for me. I might switch over to CB from Twitter permanently.
Oh, you're always welcome here, and like I said, there are 195 countries, so all you have to do is go to add a nation, and then that nation's channels will pop up, and you can add them in your feed. So just be forewarned, though, if you do that, if you don't speak Swahili and you go to their nation and talk, they may very well remove you from the nation.
Okay, well, I will just try to learn a little bit of conversational Swahili before I join that channel.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks again. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. I hope you have a spectacular day. And let's see, we are about 5 hours from football, folks. Just a little under 5 hours.
Who's playing tonight, boss?
Oh, I want to say it's Atlanta and the Panthers, but I'll have to double check that.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
When you can drive a truck, you got a job, my friend. Diesel Driving Academy will teach you all you need to know. Call 1-800-551-8900. Diesel Driving Academy.
Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? Please send all correspondence to pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com. To support the show, please join my Patreon at patreon.com/pizza@mcd's for exclusive benefits. And for more information, including important announcements, useful links, educational blog posts, etc., visit pizza@mcdonalds.com. Thank you to my invaluable Patreon producers: Isabella Zelaskowski, Jacob Ford, Joe Kajik, Kimberly King, Kyle Tarak, Pam Gabriel, Will, Andrew Duffy, Andrew Ahmed Johnson Rubin, Billie Jean, Brad Allen Thompson, David Friedman, Felix Dooley, Jay Poop, Calvin Thomas, Kat Resney, Laurel Paul, Mel, Mitchell Kordick, Opus Mareshi, Grant Bacon, and Ryan Guggenmoss. I'm Brian Thompson, investigative journalist.